Act 5. I am 6 months old. I am at what I will later know to be Maryvale Catholic Church in Johannesburg, and I'm getting baptized. I'm surrounded by the smiling faces of my parents, my grandparents, other people I don't yet know, and the priest. I'm in a very tall, very echoey space. There is lots of light coming in through colorful stained glass. The glass is arranged in a series of pretty pictures that look similar to other pictures hanging on the walls in very large, very ornate golden frames. I don't really know what's going on in them, but some of the pictures look like what's happening here. The priest flicks water at me, rude, and it seems to make everyone happy. My grandmother Virginia looks up reverently to a picture of a man with long curly hair, and then kisses a miniature keepsake that she holds in her hands. It's a picture of the same man. Years later, when I've learned to read, I will know that the keepsake has the phrase Sacro Cuore di Gesù, Sacred Heart of Jesus, embroidered on it. The glass pictures that sit in the heavens look like the big pictures that float in their ornate golden frames that look like the embroidered miniature keepsake that my grandmother Virginia holds tenderly in her hands. I guess these pretty pictures are important. I am 3 years old. I've created my own church of sorts. Under the kitchen table of my first home at number 48 10th Avenue, Orange Grove, lies an abundance of colorful drawings crayoned onto the wood. I spend many happy hours under there, scribbling to my heart's content. Me and my small child aesthesis flow like water. I'm 6 years old. My brother Luca and I have come to Italy on a plane by ourselves to visit our parents' families. My nonna Bianca has a calendar in her kitchen with colorful drawings of Jesus, Mary, and other Bible characters. We learn about a magical thing that happens religiously every day at 4 p.m. in the kitchen. It's called merenda, tea time. And it is served to all children, including my brother and I. There, in my nonna's immaculate kitchen, she makes us tè al limone, lemon tea, con biscotti mulino bianco. Every afternoon at Via Fornaci 9, manna from heaven rains down on us as my beloved nonna prepares this feast. Luca and I sit at the kitchen counter, joyfully sipping tea and dunking biscuits as nonna and her colorful calendar watch over us. I'm 11 years old. We have just moved to Italy, Mama, Papi, Luca, and I, to be closer to our extended family. My nonno Gino stays behind in South Africa at his home in Mons Road Observatory, now the Sol Pontigia below the equator. I try not to think of him sitting alone at his dining room table. We move in with Nonna Bianca. The church bells ring every day here, not just on a Sunday, marking time for daily life in this little village. Nonna has a petite wooden cross in her bedroom, and next to a photo of my nonno Terzio by her bedside table, a portrait of the Madonna and Child. Nonna watches the Catholic channel every day at 6 p.m. so that she can recite the evening rosario together with the priest on the TV. Her daily ritual becomes a quirky yet melodic hum in the background. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, il Signore è con te. Holy Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. We visit home upon home of extended family. I don't think any of them are without some portrait of Jesus or the Madonna and Child. They are all in strikingly similar golden frames. We are fed delicious food at every kitchen table. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, il Signore è con te. At the cemetery, we visit the beloved who have gone, each of whom are remembered by small photographs in gold metal frames. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, il Signore è con te. We walk down the road to the bottom of Via Fornaci, where there is a cafe with brioche alla crema. There, at the corner, indented in the wall, is a little nook with a figurine of Mary. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, Il Signore è con te. We walk to the top of the road past the old fornace, the clay brick-making furnace that our mother's family runs. Indented in the 200-year-old walls of the fornace is another nook, where 4 meters above the ground a figurine and flowers watch over us. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, il Signore è con te. We take a walk in the woods nearby, and all along the route there are sculpted stations of the cross to rest at, some carved directly into the rock. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, il Signore è con te. We go to church with Nonna on Sundays, and there I find a sight like no other. It is wall upon wall, halo upon halo, painting upon painting, gold upon gold, sculpture upon sculpture, ceiling upon ceiling of detail. I'm in awe and spend most of my time staring. My mouth is around O as I fix my eyes on image after beautiful image. My neck hurts from all the craning I do to scan the details on the ceiling. Beyond any coded symbolisms of power that I will one day learn about, the latent artist in me feels a deep kinship with the enormous care put into this place. I don't understand the preaching, but it doesn't matter, because my small childness intuitively senses a connection between labor that is born of care and creative expression with God and with all that is sacred on this earth. I'm 12 years old. At le scuole medie, middle school, we are taught storia dell'arte, art history, beginning with the Romans and Greeks and ending with the Renaissance and Enlightenment. These art history lessons definitely begin with a capital A and H. In between lessons, we eat school lunches at the cafeteria tables. I'm dumbstruck by the sheer volume of work done by the artists and villagers who dedicated their lives and the lives of their progeny to painting, sculpting, and carving everything. As Mufasa once said, everything the light touches is probably theirs. It is inescapable, this art with a capital A. But when do they sleep? My mortal body yawns.
Tu sei Elia.
I am 13 years old. We go on a school tour to Rome. Art and architecture with capital A's burn through my retinas. In class, we are given textbook upon textbook of art history to memorize. On the bus, up the road, at the lake, art and architecture dominate the landscape. It seems art and architecture don't continue beyond the 1600s around these parts. I'm not entirely sure how this modern school building we are in is still upright. Without Corinthian columns and capitals and all the other curly bits, this box of bricks should surely be a dust pile. These endless lessons in capital A art and H history that we come to know impress upon one's creative being that the Italian art of antiquity and the Renaissance are one with that which is beautiful, that which is powerful, that which is holy, that which is aesthetically pleasing. I don't know how to reconcile my small child aesthesis and love for creative God to aesthetics, this ravenous creature hungry for domination over power, faith, and everything I see. The school cafeteria is a sanctuary to rest my tired body and my eyes.
He, she, it is.
I'm 14 years old. We have moved back to South Africa. I'm now at Jeppe High School for Girls. More art lessons, more halos, more cupolas, more columns. We are told about artists' geniuses, men whose work lives in the artistic canon. 2 new words with capital letters, A and C. We are told about how they were relentless in their pursuit for beauty. These genius men whose work defined what was aesthetic. Geniuses who are taken over by supernatural fervor and paint and create like madmen. Geniuses who don't rest because they are always producing. We are told stories that they are enlightened and have a connection to the divine that the rest of us cannot fathom or hope to achieve. But when do they rest? Clearly my mortal body was not made for this. It seems the word art, the word genius, and the word produce are interchangeable. Apparently, I'm good at drawing because I can copy things well and I make them look realistic. It seems they are very specific and very high stakes in order to be considered artistic.
Io sono.
I will never again be able to draw or paint without being overcome by fear.
Me so.
At number 37 Kent Avenue, Sandringham, we still have the same square kitchen table from childhood.
Uja.
I sit at it, but I don't draw underneath it anymore.
Du bist. Jij is.
I'm 18 years old.
Ja.
I'm an undergraduate student in fine arts.
Uja.
Finally, some art history lessons that don't come with a capital A and H.
Es ist.
Peppered in the mix, though, are still some cupolas, capitals, and Corinthian columns. Aesthetics hovers in the shadows, always watching.
Io sono, tu sei.
So do
Elia.
geniuses.
Io sono, tu sei Elia.
But when do they
Io sono, tu
rest?
sei Elia. Io non sono, tu non sei.
The more I come to
Elia.
know and the more I am told to do, the less I know how to be.
You are. He,
I
she,
came out
it
of the
is.
womb the slowest
I
being
am,
I ever
you
came
are,
across.
he, she, it is.
I don't know
am,
how to
you
be in
are,
this
he,
world
she,
of
it
pace.
is. I am, you are, he, she,
I'm
it
not
is.
well.
I am not, you are not. he, she,
Fatigue
is
permeates
not.
my bones.
I am not, you are not. he,
Food
she,
used to
it is
be
not.
my friend, but it is becoming my
Dia,
curse.
uja,
My gut is
uja,
stagnating, and I nearly don't finish my degree.
Dia, uja, uja,
I am in my 20s.
dia.
It's a blur of kitchen table after kitchen table as I bounce between cities and
Je suis,
apartments.
tu es, il est.
Geniuses abound, and the more
Je
productive
suis,
the
tu
world
es,
around me
il est.
becomes, the
Je
slower
suis,
and
tu
tireder
es,
I
il
get.
est. Je suis, tu
I want
es,
to be an
il est. Je
artist,
suis,
but
tu
the
es,
aesthetics
il est.
are
Je
just
suis,
too
tu es, il est.
oppressive.
Je suis, tu es, il est. Je ne suis pas, tu n'es pas, il
When
n'est
do
pas.
they
Je ne
rest?
suis pas, tu n'es pas, il n'est pas.
I am 32.
Me so, tu t'assets,
I have just
il est.
signed up for my
Me
master's
so,
degree
tu
in fine
t'assets,
arts.
il est.
I have also
Me
become
so,
very
tu
ill.
t'assets, il est.
My gut seems to have given up, but doctors and physicians can't really find an explanation for it. I am so ill that I eventually stop all work. The kitchen table, my once beloved sanctuary, has become my terror. I am scared to eat anything lest it tear up my gut. I've been reduced to sitting still and sitting with. Everything in me is broken. I can do no more than rest. Here, at the bottom of the bottom, is where it finally happens. In the quietest whisper, my gut says something to me. Pick up some wool. What? I say. Pick up some wool and knit, it says again to me. So I do. In the days, weeks, months that follow, I sit with everything and I knit. I knit without a care for the aesthetics of it. I feel the rekindling of a very old sensation. My small child abandoners I drew under the kitchen table. My small child connection to the god of aesthesis, not the god of aesthetics. She is God before my people boxed her into a golden frame. She is God before art was given a capital A. She is God before God was made genius. She is God at the kitchen table. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, il Signore è con te. She is God with me, drinking lemon tea in my grandmother's kitchen. My gut breaks open. After years of blockages, stagnations, and festering, it spews and spews and spews. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything comes out. My gut has unraveled in the best way possible, and I sit. I sit with it all, and I knit. I sit and I mend. I sit and I tend. Sila, a place to rest, a place to wrestle. Come dipanare una matassa. Literal translation: 'How to unravel a skein of wool.' 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 'How to un Metaphorical translation: how to come to grips with or unravel an intricate and difficult situation. As I sit and knit in my grandmother's living room, she tells me that a matassa is what wool is before it becomes a ball. She tells me that you have to unravel the matassa between two chairs in order to reshape it. Come dipanare una matassa? I offer it with a question mark. I don't have a final answer. I just know that you only begin to unravel a skein of wool if you choose to pick up the wool and begin unraveling. It's messy. It's confusing. It's a labor of extreme discomfort that takes care. And so I choose to sit and unravel this matassa because I don't know how else to do this work. Before I can think, I feel. I may be wrong, but I think a circle perpetuates, a spiral distills. Sometimes our blueprints become our prison. Perhaps they need to unravel. Can we become a cyclical site of repair rather than a circular perpetuation of violence? I tend to this unraveling with all the care I can muster. I unravel so that I stay soft. I unravel so that I may distill rather than repeat. My thoughts get tangled up in my gut, and the ruminations of my viscera scurry away from languageable utterance. And so whilst I wait for the words to follow, I sew, I cook, I paint, I tend to that which has fractured, to that hallowed ground of unraveling from which life might form again. Sila, this place, this body. This body is a home for mending, unraveling, and renegotiating. Welcome to your body. Welcome to your home.